3, you say, as I understand your teaching, that baptism puts us into contact with the blood of Christ. Okay? Well, with the death of Christ.
Into the death of Christ. That's
right. Well, you would admit that blood stands for his death.
That's right. Yes.
All right. Now, what about then chapter 3 and verse 25? What does faith do? And this comes before Romans chapter 6. Chapter 3 and verse 25. What does faith do? And this comes before Romans chapter 6.
So again, faith.
3,
this guy would be using faith in the sense that it's believed. But let's look at Romans 3. Okay, let's look at Romans 3, 23 through 27. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and are justified by his grace. There's no doubt we're not justified by his grace as a gift through the redemption that's in Christ Jesus. Without Christ dying, without Christ shedding his blood, there's no one that could be saved. Whom God put forth as a propitiation, that's the sacrifice, the sin offering, who is Jesus, by his blood, to be received by faith. All right, look. But the article is there, by the faith. He just said in Romans chapter 1 that faith is referring to the gospel, the good news, the information of what Jesus did. This is not us believing. This is a noun. The faith, the gospel. You have the Baptist guy in the debate. You have the brother in the debate who misses the noun and verbs as synonyms and misses that Romans is all about trying to get these Jews to continue in the faith, the gospel. Notice, this was to show God's righteousness. Look, this is not us believing doesn't show God's righteousness. The faith, the gospel shows God's right doing. We didn't deserve Jesus. We didn't deserve the gospel. And this is why he is the just and the justifier. He sent his son and he gave us the message. And we got to obey it. We got to believe it. Isn't that good? The one who has faith. My brother says it doesn't have to have the article. So if it's not there, does it change the fact that it's referring to the gospel and the one that has faith in Jesus? We got to adopt it. That's what I was telling Nick. There's a substance of things that we need to believe. We adopt it, we transform it, we take hold of it, and it becomes our faith, but it is from the faith. And look here, he notices, what becomes our boasting? Is it excluded by what law? By a law of works, but a law of faith. Is this a law of believing? You just go around making laws off of things you believe? No. As we're going to look at later in this lesson, I know it's long, there's a lot of information